Welcome to Rocco's Paradise, everyone. I'm your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Sunday. Wow, oh my god, the weekend's already over.
And the
Oh,
week has just begun.
oh no. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend, Dystro.
Yeah, I think my weekend was alright.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. A lot of wind up here. It's been really windy lately. The whole weekend. It's still windy right now, but
That's New York for you.
yeah, I'd say. Anyways, I hope everybody had a really good weekend. Thanks for joining tonight's episode. I'm sure you guys enjoy. Um, so we are revisiting one of our old episodes from last year. Now, when I went and looked at when we uploaded this episode in particular, it's only been 6 months.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still technically last year, but
Yeah, that's crazy how, like, in 6 months, we've heard a lot of AC/DC stuff in that amount of time.
yeah, for real.
Oh my gosh. So, what we're doing is we're revisiting our episode known as our top 10 AC/DC songs. So, Dystro went ahead already and re listened to that episode and wrote down our lists from last year.
hmm
And we're going to compare them to what we picked this year. As we've listened to literally every single album now at this point.
Right.
So, let's see. 6 months ago, when the frick was that? We're in March now, so.
That was September. Probably September.
Wow.
It would be September.
Holy crap. So, this was like a little bit before we started listening to the AC/DC stuff because we started in October.
hmm
Wow, okay. So this is going to be very interesting. This is like a before and after list.
Right.
This is very interesting. So, I think on my list this year I put honorable mentions. Did we put honorable mentions last year as well?
Yep. Yes, we did. Or,
Okay,
well,
that's
yes, you
good.
did, I should say.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did. Wow.
I didn't. No.
Wow. Boo.
Boo.
You're right.
Don't boo me. You know I'm right.
Anyway, so let's get into it. So, I guess we're gonna do it like this. So we'll do honorable mentions for last. We're not gonna dig too deep into those. We're mainly gonna focus on the top 10 lists themselves. So with any other revisited episode that we do, we're just gonna go one by one. Like you're gonna name your number 10, I'm gonna name mine, and then we're gonna see what we did last year for number 10. We're gonna go all the way to number one. So, are you ready?
Yes. I was just making sure that I have my notes,
All
my
right.
my picks for this year.
All right, who's going first?
I'll let you go first.
All right, so we are starting off my number 10 with a single from Ballbreaker, actually, believe it or not, which is surprising of me to say. My number 10 this year is Caught with Your Pants Down.
Okay. This is your number 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So your number 10 last year was High Voltage.
What the fuck? What the
And
frick?
also, did you want me to go over your honorable mentions too for last year?
We're gonna do that at the very end.
Okay. But yeah, it was High Voltage last year.
Wow, that's interesting. What was yours for this year and last year?
I think mine for last year was Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap for last year.
Ooh, okay.
For this year, I think I did I think I did
Where's your list?
Overdose.
Overdose. Okay, that's interesting. That's from Let There Be Rock. Wow. Where the fuck's your list, Dice Joe?
It's like I think I had ripped it out or something.
You ripped it and tossed it away and fed it to the dog.
No,
Wow.
no, I didn't feed it to the dog. I have the one for last year though. That's the thing. So that's good.
Okay, well that's good. So your number 10 for this year is Overdose. So Overdose I feel like is a very underrated track from Let There Be Rock. I feel like it doesn't get enough attention. I love the intro. It's like doo doo doo. I love it. That album in general was really solid. Like it was all bangers, like one right after another.
That's
And then I see like last year for your number 10 was Dirty Deeds. Like again, another like hit. I feel like our list last year were mainly hits.
well, yeah. This was before we, did the AC/DC journey too. So
Ah, yes. So high voltage for me at number 10. I don't know, man. Like I love that song, but like I hear it so much now. Like maybe at that time I wasn't hearing it enough.
I don't know, maybe.
But I think my number 10 is pretty solid. Caught with Your Pants Down. It's really good. Like I'm not like I like Ballbreaker, but I don't love it and I don't hate it. Like I actually kind of like it now. But this track is the one that stands out to me the most out of all of them, to be honest. So that's why I made my number 10. It's just a really goofy song, a really like blues rock kind of vibe it has. It suits the Ballbreaker album completely, like 100%.
Right, right, right.
Okay, number 9. What did you have?
Well, for last year, I had TNT.
Another hit.
Um, I think it's gonna be the exact same for this year too. Uh,
Really?
because it's
Wow.
like again, like I don't really have like my notes and stuff, but like my I'm trying to think like off the top of my head that what I had for this year, but I think just forgot to write it down or something. But I'm just looking. I'm trying to look. Ugh, but
So
it's all
you
right.
said TNT would be your number 9 again?
Yeah.
That's pretty respectful. Like, I'm kind of like, now that you said that, like, uh oh, that's not on my list. So this year, my number 9 is Riff Raff from the album Powerage.
Hmm. Your number nine last year was Shake a Leg.
Oh man, wow, that is ouch. Uh, I mean, like looking back at Back in Black, looking at that whole album, I think "Shake a Leg" and "Given the Dog a Bone" are probably the two weaker tracks of that album. To be honest, like now that I'm looking back, I don't know why that's at number 9. Maybe I just liked it at the time. Um,
Don't
but
know.
yeah, with Riff Raff, that is Angus's best guitar work. I mean, hands down.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I freaking love that song. I actually need to give Power Ridge another listen. I haven't listened to it since we listened to it together, so I need to give her another try. Because I ranked it a little low on my album ranking, but yeah, man, Riff Raff is fucking great. Like, oh my god. Like, there's not much vocal work in that. It's literally just like a whole bunch of guitar. It's like 80% instrumental and like 20% vocal, in my opinion.
Right. It's like the classic case of they let the music do the talking.
Just like Dystro says, what a man, what a man. All right, we are at number 8. I guess I'll do mine. Number 8, I put "Send for the Man," which is the closing track from "Fly on the Wall."
And speaking of fly on the wall, your number eight for last year was Fly on the Wall.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, that's right. Because at that time, I had just found that song.
Hmm.
That's right. I literally just came across that song itself last year. This is before we listened to the album. Holy crap! Jeez,
Right.
why ain't it on my list this year?
I don't know. That's for you to figure out.
So, what is your number 8?
My number eight for last year was Shook Me All Night Long.
A banger.
Banger! Absolute banger! No, I'm just kidding. Um, I think so. My number eight for this year, I'm trying to think. My number eight for this year was like, I think it's gonna be Shot in the Dark.
Ooh, from the new album. Okay.
It's just because like I hear it so much, a lot, sometimes
And
on
it's
my
fucking
Spotify
good.
playlist.
It's fucking good.
It's like yes, it is good, but I think like it's getting like a little bit overplayed for me right now. But like I think like after a few months, I'll be like, okay, I haven't heard this song in a while, so just go.
And then for me, in my case, I haven't heard that song in a while. Like I remember they used to play it a lot when the album came out in 2020, but now I rarely hear. Like now I only hear like the older stuff.
Right, right,
Like
right.
the Bond stuff and like the early Brian stuff. Like, wow, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, freaking Shot in the Dark. I like that track. The new album's great. It really is, and I think that they need to go on tour, but I don't know. I'd go, but you know. Um, anyways, so Sin for the Man. Now, I mentioned this on our breakdown episode of Fly on the Wall. This is I think it is my favorite track from Fly on the Wall. It's a perfect closer. I love the way it fades out. I love just everything about it. Even though people say this is a weaker track of the album, for me, I like it. I personally like it.
Right, right.
We are on to number 7. What do you got?
My number seven was Shot in the Dark for
For
last year.
last year, okay, so that didn't really move too much. Oh, Daisha, are you still there? Uh-oh, what happened?
My number
Hey,
seven for this year.
Daisha, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I lost you for like a split second.
Yeah, I was just looking. I think my number seven for this year is Squealer.
Oh, you copycat. Oh, man.
I had to
Now,
switch it up.
spoiler alert, this song is on my list too, but not at number 7. So I will discuss that a little bit more for myself later, but I'll let you discuss your reasoning first. Why did you put Squealer at number 7?
I think it's just because like it's not there hasn't been like a lot of like replay value for like a lot of these songs, but like towards like my top five, like there's gonna be like a lots of replay value,
Mm-hmm.
especially like my number one sometimes. So I think it's just like I've said before, it's like it just depends on how much replay value I will do out of those songs. But
Right.
then there's like some songs like I'm like, okay, I'll listen to it if I want to listen to it, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like it's I mean that's completely valid because it's like not a lot of people will sit down and do a whole discography within like 3 months.
Right. Um, so Squealer, it's from Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. It's the closing track. Which it's weird, like, because there's two versions. There's the Australian and the international. We heard the international version, so unfortunately, we didn't get to hear some of the songs from the Australian edition.
Hmm.
Um, but I, on my own, went and listened to them, and I think you listened to some of them too. You listened to Jailbreak.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, but I'm gonna get to that song myself later because it is on my list. It definitely is. I could not leave that song out this year.
Right, right.
So my number 7 this year is Hell's Bells from Back in Black.
Mm. Your number seven last year was Shook Me All Night Long.
Oh my god.
It was my number eight last year, and then it was your number seven last year.
Wow, okay. So we kind of already covered "You Shook Me." It's a banger song.
Banger.
it was on two albums. It was on "Who Made Who" and "Back in Black," so can't
Hmm.
beat that. "Hell's Bells," man, I love everything about this song. It's probably my favorite track from Back in Black itself. Um, but now that we've kind of like looked into AC/DC and the history and everything of all that, it kind of gets me a little emotional, that song, because Back in Black was a very dark album, as this was the album they released following the death of Bon Scott. They dedicated this album to Bon Scott in his memory. Hell's Bells, it just screams Bon Scott. Like, it screams it. And, like, every time I hear it, I get chills.
Right. It's like when you hear the doom,
Oh, yes.
doom, it's like, oh, well, shit.
Shit.
It's like, ah, shit.
Oh man, I love that song so much. And again, it's another song that I couldn't not put on my list this year.
Yeah, it was like way up on my list last year, but we'll get to that. Um, yeah, it's like one of those like songs. It's like I think it's kind of a little bit overplayed now, but back then it was like I mean it shot them to superstardom.
It really did.
after that album. So
I feel like this song though, like yeah, it's overplayed, but I don't mind. It's one of those rare instances where like, okay, I don't mind that this song's overplayed.
right.
It's just that good. Like it's just that like oh goosebump inducing. I love it. Okay, number six. So wow, okay, so we're getting into some deep cuts now. In my case, I don't know about yours, but in my case we are. My number six this year is Night of the Long Knives from For Those About to Rock.
Ooh, wow. Wow.
Wow.
um your number 6 for last year was Rocking All the Way.
Oh, what the fuck? That's from Black Ice. Okay. So last summer was the year I was like really into that song because I had like kind of like went on to like an exploration kind of thing where I was like, okay, I need to find some new AC/DC songs to add to my playlist. That was one of them, and I heard it throughout my childhood, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm willing to listen to this again. Oh, that's interesting. That is really interesting, and it didn't make my list this year, but wow. So even then, I knew some deep cuts.
hmm
Wow.
My my number 6 for last year was Through the Mist of Time.
Oh my god. Fuck. Now you're making me mad. I didn't put that on my list.
That didn't change this year.
Okay, so that's still your number six.
Yeah.
Oh man, that song is touching. The
Too
music video is
much
touching.
time.
The music video used to make me cry. I haven't watched it in a while, so yeah.
That shows you.
I love that. Like it's like a final like hurrah. Like could this be the last we see of AC/DC? Because if you think about it,
No.
Malcolm's gone. Cliff came back from retirement just for that one last album. Phil Rudd came back as well just for that album. And Brian came back because, you know, his hearing was starting to get better and stuff. And then we have Angus. It's just like they're getting up there in age now.
hmm
Like we just don't know. And that's the thing about that song for me. Like it literally feels like a goodbye. Like oh my god. Man. We need to watch that music video again. Oh man, so I'm actually really glad you put that at number six. That's a respectable choice for sure. I'm mad I didn't put it on my list this year. I am absolutely heartbroken. So I'm gonna backtrack to my number six real quick because I didn't talk about it. Night of the Long Knives. So yes, it's from For Those About to Rock. It's the album that came out following Back in Black. Man, when I first heard this song, it was like love at first sight. It was one of those magic moments you get when you hear a song for the first time you've never heard before, and it's not really on the popular spectrum either. It's just it feels so good. Like, and I was really hooked on this song for a long time. I think it's actually my most listened to AC/DC song at this time right now,
Wow.
which is crazy. Like this is we're at number six. Like this is crazy, but it's because I was really into it for quite a while after hearing this album for the first time.
Right.
Everything about it is good. Like I love Brian's vocal work. Brian's vocal work on this song is probably one of his best works. Too. It's like it's strong, like fucking strong vocal work.
Right. Gotcha.
Oh boy, this is when we get down to the wire and we start fucking throwing fists at each other.
Ding ding ding.
Alright, we are at number five. I'm gonna let you go first.
My number 5 last year was Thunderstruck.
Ah, here we go.
So, um, I think that didn't change. That didn't change at
Wow.
all.
Jeez. You're basic, bro.
Sh- Sure, sure, shoot me.
um, okay, Thunderstruck. I just heard that on the radio before I came upstairs.
Hmm.
If that tells you how overplayed it is. But I'm gonna admit it is a very, very good track from The Razor's Edge. Oh, my beloved. I love that album. Ah, um, but yeah, like Thunderstruck's been used in a lot of different things, like commercials, TV, like advertisements, movie advertisements. Like
hmm
I think it was an Iron Man. There was like an Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
It was on that soundtrack.
Thunder. Thunderstruck.
Yeah, it was on one of the and Shoot to Thrill was on that same soundtrack as well.
Yeah, that was Iron Man 2, I believe.
Yes, now I remember. Okay. Yeah, they had a few AC/DC songs on that soundtrack, which is really cool. I think War Machine ended up on that
Hmm.
from Black Ice, if I'm correct. But wow, okay. So you stuck with your same number five. That's pretty good. So I wonder what my number five is before I announce mine for this year.
Your number 5 last year was Stiff Upper Lip.
Okay. What the fuck? Why? Why? Fucking why?
I don't know why you keep asking why.
So my number five this year, I went with Jailbreak.
Hmm.
I went with Jailbreak. It's one of those songs that I grew up hearing a lot
Jailbreak.
in my childhood, and unfortunately for us, it wasn't on the international version, so we had to go digging, and we
Hmm.
found it. We found it on the, I think it was the '74 Jailbreak single
Yep.
edition, and
Yep. That's what it was.
I think it's where we found it. But they also have a music video for it too, so we watched that as well not too long ago. Um, but yeah, this is one of those deep cut tracks that, in my opinion, it's a deep cut track because again, we listened to the international version.
Hmm.
Um, man, it is so good. Everything about that song is good.
Yeah, especially the music video too. It was like really fun.
The startup rhythm, it's like iconic. It's like oh man, jeez, this is like getting tough. I don't even know if I want to discuss Stuff Upper Lip to be honest. Like that album, just like
Hey, hey,
yeah.
hey.
But that song is really good. That song is a banger. It's a good opener, to be honest. A good opening track for an album. Um, iconic too. Like it. This album was released in 2000, so like this was like a new generation of music, you know.
Mm.
So it kind of just like proved that yes, ACDC is back. ACDC still exists, and they are not stopping anytime soon. That's kind of what that proved to me in 2000.
Right. That's yeah, because like that whole album to me was really good. I liked it.
But yet, Fellas About to Rock didn't satisfy your needs.
Okay. Okay.
I am not
Jesus.
getting over that.
You gotta get over it.
Oh man. Okay, number four. Oh yeah, so I gotta go first. Okay, what did I put for number four last year?
Who made who?
Well, really?
Yeah, that's what
Wow.
that's what I was saying about the ACDC thing because I was like, really? She put Who Made Who last year?
That should have been like number 10 or number 9.
I was like, what the hell is
Like,
she
I don't get me
smoking?
wrong, I love that track. It's just like it's not like a number 4 spot, like in my opinion.
Right.
So my number 4, this came from an album that, no pun intended, blew me away.
Okay.
um Number 4, my number 4 is That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll.
Hmm.
That track was so fucking good. Like it is like catchy. Like I literally have the lyrics stuck in my head at all times. It's like oh, Chef's Kiss. That album, I think in my opinion, that album and Flick. Well, I gotta give Flick another chance, but Blow
Mm-hmm.
Up Your Video is one of the underrated albums of all time for AC/DC. Like I think everybody like I talk to, like, nobody talks about it. It's just like really, this album's like gold. I love it.
Now,
That's the way on a rock and roll.
now a lot of people will be like, oh, really? Like, huh?
What's your number four?
My number foul, my number foul for last year, was a Fly on the Wall.
Oh, okay. Wow. I must have introduced you to that song or something last year.
I think you sent me the video for it or something.
I must have, because, like, I'm sure you hadn't heard about it, and I only
Mm-mm.
found out about it last summer, so, like, yeah.
Um, my number 4 for this year
Mhm.
was Shoot the Thrill.
Wow. Okay.
It went down 2 notches from
It
last year.
went down 2 notches. Jeez. Wow, okay. Well, that's cool. You still kept, one of the previous songs on your list this year. So let's discuss Shoot to Thrill. Um, even though we kind of
Just
like just
did.
brought it up a little bit before. Yes, banger track from Back in Black.
Banger,
Um,
banger.
again on the Iron Man 2 soundtrack. I hear this song a lot. I've heard this song a lot this week on the radio. So it's kind of overplayed, but it's really good. Like at one point in like high school, I was really into that song cuz I used to go watch wrestling meets and stuff, and this was kind of like my oh my god, like yes, I'm ready to like go kind of song.
Right. The
Oh yeah, it was the theme song from WrestleMania 25. I forgot about that.
yeah, because I remember you sent me the TikTok of the match card, and I was like, oh yeah, that was one of the Mania themes.
I actually kind of forgot about that till now because like that year in particular, the year before, not Back in Black, excuse me, Black Ice came out in '08. WrestleMania 25 was in '09, so they used War Machine as well for one of the theme songs.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So, what was your number four last year again? Fly on the Wall, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Fly on the Wall. We just talked about that. But what's your thoughts on it? Like, you liked it, didn't you?
Or well, yeah, yeah, my last year's song, yeah, was Fly on the Wall. Um, it's like knowing what the meaning behind it is now, like since we did the breakdown not too long ago. Um, it's like it makes me think like a whole new perspective of the term fly on the wall now, because just recently when I did the 2K23 like my rise stuff just recently, the person named Cat with a K, she's got the video camera and stuff like that, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm just a fly on the wall."
Oh my god, that is fucking hilarious.
And I was like, "Oh wow!" I was like, "Okay, that's funny," because like
It's a
we
big
just
old circle.
it's a big old circle.
Oh man, that album though, I love Fly on the Wall. It has a special spot in my heart.
Hmm.
Oh boy, we're getting down to the wire now. We are heading to the top three. I'm gonna predict it now. I think our number twos are gonna be the same this year. I'm gonna predict it just right off the fucking bat. Wait, no, wait, no, wait. I take that back. No, never mind. I think my number two is gonna be your number one. I have that fucking funny feeling that's gonna happen.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
I know our number threes are not the same right off the bat because my number three this year is actually one of your numbers on the list this year already that we already
Well,
talked about.
I'll let you go first then if you want to talk about it.
All right, my number three is Squealer.
Okay, yeah, because I just had said that earlier
What
on.
was my number three before we continue?
Your number three last year was For Those About to Rock, We Salute You.
Oh no, I didn't put that on the list this year. Oh my god. Okay, fuck it. I put Night of the Long Knives. That's good enough. I'm happy with that. But oh my god. So before I discuss Squealer real quick, for those about to rock, again, title track. But my only flaw with that album, that track should have been the closing track for those about to rock.
Yeah, I agree.
It should have. It
Uh,
should have been the closing track because like usually at the AC/DC concerts, that's the track they use for to close out the concerts.
yeah, now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, that would be something that they would do.
That's just my honest opinion. I feel like it should have been the closing track for that album, considering they used it to close out their concerts. But nonetheless, this album's really the album. Well, this album's good, yeah, but this song is really good. Like it was on two albums. It was on this one and Who Made Who. Um, just everything about it from like the start was like ding ding ding.
Oh, Christ.
If I had a guitar, I'd try to play it, but I don't. Um, everything about it, it's just like the suspense of the song. Like when it starts up, it's like, oh my god, I wonder what the rest of the song is gonna sound like. Like that's a song that draws you in. So I could definitely see why I put it at number three last year.
Right. My number three for last year was Back in Black.
Okay, Mr. Basic.
Hey, we didn't start our journey yet,
I
okay?
know I'm poking.
Just just let me live a little. God.
What's your number 3 for this year?
My number 3 for this year, I would say, like, I know it's basic, but it's Hell's Bells, I think.
Okay, that's solid. That is very, very solid.
Because my number 2 and number 1 for this year are completely different.
I think my number one's the same as last year, which is shocking. But
Well, yeah, obviously.
we kind of talked about Hell's Bells though. But yeah, I know why you put it at number 3. It's just that good. It really is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wake up! We're in the middle of the show and you're falling
Hey, I
asleep.
woke up from a nap 15, well, I guess 15 minutes or so minutes ago, okay? Let me live.
Oh fuck. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack to my number 3, Squealer. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! This song grew on me heavily. Like I remember when we first heard it for the first time. I think it might have been the only track, like one of the only tracks I hadn't heard before on Dirty Deeds before we listened to it. So I was like interested to see how it sounded. Man, when we fucking heard it, wow. The bass, like that's like the thing that stands out. The fucking bass.
Yeah. The bass on like I think like the bassist gets kind of overshadowed a little bit by the guitar work, but the bassist like sets the tone every time sometimes.
And what's funny is at this time, this is before Cliff came into the picture. This is when they had Mark Evans as bassist. They didn't bring Cliff in, I think, till Power Ridge.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Wow. Okay. But man, fucking killer bass. It's like it's a long song. It's like 6 or 7 minutes. Um,
It
but
tells a
man,
story though.
it does well. You know what I'm talking about. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to it. Like it's well, yeah, interesting. We'll say that. We can't talk about it on this show because we will get fucking.
I was about to say demonetized, but we're not getting money
Well, we're not
yet.
making money. We will get a warning.
I don't have any money.
Oh my god. But yeah, that song is so good. Like the lyrics on that, top notch. Top fucking notch.
Right. Gotcha.
Oh boy, I'm getting scared. Fuck. We're
Fuck.
down to the final two. Okay, who's going first?
I'll let you go first.
Oh, great. Okay, well, first of all, tell me what I picked for last year.
For last year, you put Hell's Bells.
Okay, wow. I really moved it down that much.
I mean, I think it's just because it was just overplayed or something. I guess for both of us.
I'm glad it's still on our list though this year. I'm really like happy about that.
Right. Gotcha.
My number 2 is Night Prowler
Oh, those are fine words.
from Highway to Hell.
Those are fighting words.
Okay, what is your number 2?
My number 2 for last year was Shoot to Thrill.
Really? Okay.
My number 2 for this year is Heat Seeker.
Oh my god.
Just to spite you.
Ow. Okay, well, this is awkward. I feel like, okay, fuck, should we just like ask this now? Should
Go
I?
ahead.
Okay. Did we fucking have like our number 2 and number 1 flip flopped? Did
Mm-hmm.
we really? Oh my god, that is so funny.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said, those are fighting words.
Okay, before we talk about number 1, I'll focus on number 2. Number 2, Night Prowler. Man, that song is so fucking good.
Just
Oh,
your night
Prowler, sleep in the day. Oh man, so this is the closing track for Highway to Hell. Literally one of the best closing tracks of all time from AC/DC. To me, this definitely beats Send for the Man. Like for a closing track, it definitely beats Squealer by a hair, in my opinion.
night.
Um, but man, Night Prowler is really good. You gotta remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last album we ever heard with Bon Scott on it. So this is the final track we heard of Bon Scott. So I feel like this song has more of like a emotional like connection for me because like Bon's no longer with us.
Right.
So, like, this is a good way to go out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh my god, Night Prowler. My god, like that. I feel like when we both heard that song, it was just like an instant connection, just by the first guitar string, like,
Yeah,
doo.
yeah, it's
Oh,
like I hear it. I don't hear it as much now, but that's just because like my Spotify playlist has like over like 1,000 songs on it. So,
I
but
feel like when you hear that song, you can't help but to stop what you're doing and listen.
it's like okay, it's like like you're folding laundry and then you hear the. It's
No,
just like.
seriously, like, watch that happen tomorrow. Watch that fucking happen tomorrow.
But like I like sometimes like when I'm going on my way to work or something, like I just put it on just to like just ease into it, like okay, I'm going into work. And then just it's like you're not around
Oh my god.
But yeah, I
Bang.
put I put Heat Seeker for number two.
And my number one is Heat Seeker, of course. Same as last year. I already know that was my number one last year because you told me.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
what was
so
yeah.
my number one for this year is Night Prowler.
And what was yours last year?
Hell's Bells.
Are you
See, that's why I
uh,
said it was basic.
uh it really was like
But see, this is why that I had said like we did not know what we were getting into last year because it was like what like October when we started.
yep.
So it was like the month after that we started our journey on that.
It's so
So
crazy. Like we should have waited. We should have just fucking waited and did our list like at the end of
like
December.
yeah like after, but it's like but I mean hey like we're here now so
Yeah. So let's talk Heat Seeker. Oh hey, that's me.
damn
Oh
it.
my god. So I've mentioned this in the past. I know it's shocking. Fly on the Wall is my favorite album, but my number one song is not from Fly on the Wall. It's from Blow Up the Video, which is my number two album. Heat Seeker. The funny thing is, when I was a kid, I heard this song live at first because I have the live album from like 1991 when they were on tour. They had this song on the live album, and I heard the live version before I even heard the real version. I just heard the real version like last year,
Mm.
which is crazy. And I really, really liked the real version better than the live version. But the live version has a special spot in my heart. Um, this song it's just like me. It's me. It's my persona. It's not only in wrestling, like wrestling terms, but like just in general, that's my persona. Like it just screams me. It gets you pumped up, gets you ready to go. It's like you're unstoppable. And the term heat seeker basically means you need to like keep away from the cops. Like that's just it.
And it's funny because like I hear that song like on the weekends sometimes when we have Jimmy Tunes on at my work.
So what's your thoughts on heat seeker?
Okay, from a wrestling perspective, is a really good name. And it's a good song, like a theme song, because it's like, that's your name. So it's like, I mean, you don't like see people be like, Marissa Heat Seeker, and I'm not gonna say the last name, but like, Marissa Heat Seeker, like in the last name. So it's like you gotta have something like that would catch people's eyes and stuff. And I could just see like the T-shirt being like a heat-seeking missile.
Just be a heat seeker. That's it. That's literally it.
Or like if you were a heel, you'd be, seeking heat.
Oh, you just made me realize I didn't put a stupid song on my stupid list. Oh no. Oh no. What am I doing?
What am I doing? I
Oh.
mean, you could always just put it in your honorable
Honorable
mentions.
mentions. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Speaking of that, are you ready for the honorable mentions?
I had, I think, one this
I
year.
have four.
You had four last year too.
Alright, so I'm gonna start with this year. I have Mean Streak from
Oh,
Boys
hey,
to Men.
that was actually one of my honorable mentions, so that's good.
I'm mad I didn't put it on my fucking list.
Streak.
I've got Stand Up from Fly on the Wall. I've got Bad Boy Boogie from
Oh, that's a
Rock
good one.
Me Rock. And I've got, I know, oddball one here, Dogs of War from Rock or Bust.
Okay, I can see why. Okay, so your honorable mentions for last year were Are You Ready?
Oh, what?
Yes, I know. That's why I was saying like when I when I rewatched the episode when you did your honorable mentions, I was like, really? Like, Are You Ready? I was like, "Hmm, okay. And then your next one was Realize.
Okay.
Your third one was Overdose,
Really?
and then your fourth one was Safe in New York City.
Aw.
I've
Fuck.
been safe in New York
Baby.
City.
If I would have known that song would have been like one of our favorites together, like, oh man. Okay, I can see why Are You Ready would be there though, because that was at the time. That was the theme
SmackDown
song for
was,
SmackDown.
yeah.
And then Overdose. What the fuck? Like that song is really good. Like, man. I didn't think I knew about that song back then. Maybe I did because like maybe I had listened to the album with my dad or something. And then what was the other one?
Safe in New York City.
Safe in New York City. I think there was another one that you
Oh,
know as well.
Realize. That's what it was.
Realize. Okay. Yeah, at that time too, they were playing that a lot on the radio. That was like, I think that is my favorite track from Power Up.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. So what about you? Where's your honorable mentions?
It was Mean Streak. That's
That's
what it
it.
was.
You're
Yeah.
not gonna you're not gonna put that's the way I want to rock and roll. Blow up your video. Shut down my radio.
No, it's
Tell the
like
boss.
I think it's just because I didn't have any honorable mentions last year. I didn't have any last year.
That's a surprise, to be honest. Is like usually with a lot of our stuff, we have honorable mentions and stuff like that.
But see, like I said, time and time again, it's just based on replay value for me.
I get that. Yeah,
Like
I get you.
Mean Streak, I will replay it like a few times, and then I'll be like, okay, I get sick of it, and then go on to the next one. But like like I said, yeah, replay value. So
Right.
it's just the one for me. That was it.
Wow. Okay. Jeez. So we've made it. We made it to our revisited top 10 AC/DC songs list. What did you guys think? Did you guys agree? Are there any songs that you wish were on the list that were not? Um, Now, here's a good question. I usually ask this when we do our list as well. If you had to pick a song from your top 10 list to recommend to somebody to listen to, what would it be?
Night Prowler.
Okay, that's your number one. For me, I'm going to go with my number three. I'm going to go with Squealer because I feel like it doesn't get enough attention. And it is fucking AC/DC gold.
Oh, I have another honorable mention.
Oh,
I just forgot to realize.
you're
Right on.
late.
Right on.
Oh, yes, I love that song.
Right on.
Oh, man. From Dirty Deeds.
I forgot to put that on my honorable mention too.
Boo!
Hey, don't boo me. You know I'm right.
Anyways, yeah, Squealer would be my song I'd recommend just because it is a banger. It doesn't get enough attention. It's AC/DC gold. It's like one of those deep cut tracks that it's just amazing. Like, oh my god, listen
Hmm.
to it. The bass line, fucking, oh, chef's kiss. So, we gotta wrap this episode up, don't we? So, our next episode, we're actually starting kind of a little side series, I guess we're gonna call it. Call I sure had brought this up to be last year, but we've kind of been busy with other series at the time, so we were kind of putting it on the back burner until now. So Thursday, we are starting a series called the What If series, basically where we talk about like what if, like for example, this Thursday, we're talking in regards to Eddie Guerrero. Now, we have talked about Eddie Guerrero on this channel before last year when we did our Let's Talk Eddie Guerrero episode. But in this case, we're going to talk about the stuff that could have happened if Eddie didn't pass. Like, what if Eddie Guerrero never passed away in 2005? What would have happened? Would he have still been here, wrestling now? Would he have been helping people on the NXT circuit? What would he have been doing?
And I had done like let's see, like 3 pages of notes.
And I've done none. So that's great.
And I done that. But um I basically did mine from like November '05, like before he passed.
Okay, so like we can get people caught up with like who he
Like,
was, like a
yeah.
brief little introduction. Like we're not gonna like go into detail because we've already done an episode about him.
Right.
So we're just gonna give like a little brief introduction of who he is, what he's done, and what happened. Like why did he pass?
Yeah. I mean, it was a shock to the system, no pun intended.
It
But
really was though.
it was a shock to like everybody, especially Vicky, Chavo, and Ray.
Absolutely.
Um, Even though like yeah, like he is gone, his memory still lives on. I mean, with Dominic Mysterio to this day.
Boo.
Hey, he's getting a lot of heat right now. That's
I
good.
fucking hate him.
That's good because like he's a heel. He's doing his job. um, but it's like it's like I've been wanting to do this series for like a long time.
We have just been so fucking like jam packed with like ideas
Yeah,
and
I mean,
episodes we
yeah,
wanted to get out.
I mean, and that's fine because it's like that's us coming up with new
Yeah,
stuff to give to you people.
like when we're getting low on ideas, now we have something to fall back on, which is like this. We're ready
Yeah.
to do this now.
Um, there's like a lot of what if episodes like in the vault for me, like that. Well, for us
Us.
actually. Well, from my head that I had put on a piece of paper.
A piece
I
of
had
paper.
a piece of paper. Um, but I had put like a lot of like what if scenarios.
I've got some too, and honestly, some of it, like, not every single What If episode is going to be about wrestling. We're going to do some
Hmm.
music stuff too. I've got some stuff in my mind already. So, if you guys are ready for a new series, be sure to check us out on Thursday. I am definitely ready for this one. We haven't talked about Eddie in quite a while on this channel, and I think we're way overdue for like another Eddie Guerrero episode.
Hmm.
So, I have song of the night.
Yes, you do.
Oh boy. I usually don't do this. I'm gonna go off the spectrum this time. I know we're talking about AC/DC, but I mentioned in the last episode we have been doing Def Leppard stuff as well. And we just finished the album X. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything. It wasn't the best album, but I do have one track in particular that I have had stuck in my head for the past few days, and it's the closing track called Scar. It's really, really, really good. Considering the fact that with this album they took more of a turn to the pop spectrum to
Mm.
try to please the pop listeners and stuff. But this track is so good. And for me, I feel like this album in particular is their dark album. Based on all the songs that we heard on that album, it's all kind of like sad, mellow, kind of heartbreak, kind of missing somebody kind of album. So I feel like that no, not a better way to freaking do this by putting Scar by Def Leppard as my song of the night. I hope you guys enjoy that. It's really, really good. So if you guys want to hear that, be sure to click on the top right hand corner of the episode towards the end. There will be a link that pops up. It'll take you right to the video. Go ahead and listen to it. I'm telling you, it's really good considering the fact that Def Leppard tried to take another swing at a different genre.
Right. And then they went back to their roots a little bit.
And like even with that album, like you could still kind of subtly hear the roots, like their roots.
I think it was like okay, we'll get to it when we like go on to a VC later on. But like there's a song that there's like a little hint of like a background noise that I kind of didn't realize until we listened to it. But I'll say it
Oh,
later on.
okay. ah, so is that it? I think it is. I think
Yes.
I think we're done.
Yep.
Alright, so if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Be sure to follow us on social media by clicking on the link in the description below. It'll take you to Linktree. Dystro's YouTube channel is on there. He does video game content weekly. I'm in there too sometimes.
Mm.
Um, what did we do recently? Did we do anything recently?
We did. Oh God. We
Well,
did Roblox recently, but I didn't get like there
any
wasn't like
clips.
any clips or
That's
anything.
okay.
But I know like we usually do like some 2K22 content. We do some C3 content together. We do some
Gang beasts.
gang beasts. That's on there. CTR stuff. A way out sometimes.
I love that game.
So
And Dystro's getting close to his 500 subscriber goal, so please go subscribe to him. Go show him some love. Share his content around. He's got some good content up. He's been recently on a GTA 5 kind of run, so.
and 2K23 run too.
Oh,
So
yeah, you're in the 23. Yeah,
oh whatever.
nobody
But
likes you when you're 23.
nobody's gonna like you when you're 23 either.
That just means the game's bad. I'm kidding. I've never played it,
Wow.
so I don't know.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know what you're talking about, Missy. But I've been getting some good hits on GTA 5 and 2K23, so I greatly appreciate all of the love and support that I've been getting. I am like
Absolutely.
at the time of this recording, I think I'm like 9 subscribers away at this point.
Wow, okay. So you're getting really close. You should. Let's see if we can get him to like 500 before Thursday,
Oh God.
which is in like 4 days. Which I think you do that. So yeah, go subscribe to him. Follow us on social media. We have Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. I also put my TikTok on there as well because I'm still on the road to 1,000 followers, so I can go live with you guys and do some album discussions and stuff. Um, so go follow us on social media. Also, to keep up to date with the podcast in case we have technical difficulties and stuff like that. Once again, this is tonight's song of the night, "Scar" by Def Leppard. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll catch you guys this Thursday. Peace.
Peace.